Hi everyone. In this video, we'll go through concepts on cost, revenue, marginal revenue, profit maximization, equilibrium, and so on. And we will also cover few problems. What is total cost? Total cost is nothing but cost that is incurred in manufacturing the product, in procuring the raw materials, in paying the rent, paying the salaries, anything where there is money involved in getting a product or service done. Total cost is a combination of variable cost and fixed cost. So variable cost is cost which keeps varying, keeps changing. Fixed cost is, say for example, rent. Rent can be called as fixed cost. What is an average cost? So if you're producing say 100 units, right? Average cost would be the average cost of one product or one unit. So therefore it is total cost incurred in producing all the products by total quantity. So this gives cost per product. Marginal cost. So for every additional unit that we are producing and selling, there is an additional cost associated with it. So if you are manufacturing one additional product and then there are expenses incurred in selling that product, that additional cost incurred is called as marginal cost. You get marginal cost when you differentiate total cost. If you take total cost and you differentiate, you will get marginal cost. We need to remember all this. Anything when it comes as marginal, we'll have to differentiate. Because what is differentiation? It is a small change. What is the impact of changing one variable with respect to another variable, right? So if I am manufacturing one unit extra, then what is the additional cost incurred in manufacturing that unit and selling that unit? So that small change is marginal cost. Similarly, we have total revenue, average revenue, and marginal revenue. What is total revenue? So whenever products are sold, you get income from that product, right? There is an inflow of the money into the organization. That inflow of the money into the organization is called as revenue. Cost is the cost incurred towards making the product and selling the product. Now, what is the difference between cost and revenue? Cost is outflow of money. It's an expense. It's the amount of money that you spend on making and selling the product. So that money is going out, whereas revenue is the money coming in. Also, total revenue can be expressed as average revenue into quantity and price into quantity. Now, obviously, right, if I manufacture 100 products and if I'm selling those 100 products, say I'm selling 100 products, what will be my revenue? 100 products into the selling price of each of the product becomes the total revenue, right? Number of products into selling price of those products becomes the total revenue. Similarly, you can say total revenue is also average revenue into quantity. That is average revenue per unit into total units. Quantity is total units. Total units that you have sold. This is the total revenue. If you have to find the average revenue, that is per unit, what is the average revenue? Then it is revenue by total number of units sold. Marginal revenue, again, what is the change in revenue due to small change in quantity? It's similar to marginal cost. So here we are finding what is the change in the revenue when we make a small change in quantity. That is, if you are adding additional quantities, say a small quantity if you are adding, then what is the revenue generated from that small quantity? This one is obtained by differentiating total revenue. Now, why is it differentiating? Because we are trying to figure out the change in revenue with respect to change in quantity. That's why it is differentiation here. Now, what is profit function? Profit function is always selling price minus cost price. But in this case, in cases of revenue and cost, it's total revenue minus total cost. So total cost incurred in making the products and selling the products, and the total income that's coming into the organization, total inflow of money. So total inflow of money minus total outflow becomes the profit. Profit maximization. What is profit maximization? This is a particular point where you see that marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. When marginal revenue and marginal cost are same, that is the time when we can say the profit is maximum, right? It has reached a stage where it is more profitable to the organization. let's take an example, right? Say if you produce too many products, right, more than what you can sell, then we can't say that the profit is maximum or profit is good, because you'd keep lot of products unsold with you. There's a lot of inventory with you, but you have spent that much of money in maintaining that inventory, in creating those products, but you're not getting the money in return because the sales is less, right? On the other hand, maybe you have good demand, you have good sales, but you are not producing good amount of products, you don't have the inventory. So even in that case, it wouldn't be profitable, because you have good sales but you don't have good products, good amount of products, right? In that case, profit cannot be maximum. So profit is maximum when there is a balance between revenue and cost, right? The amount that is coming into the organization and the amount that is going outside the organization, there has to be a balance, there has to be an equilibrium. That's when the profit is going to be maximum. That's why we say whenever marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, profit would be maximum. This is called as profit maximization. What is fixed cost? Fixed cost is nothing but total cost at x is equal to 0. What is x? X is number of products. X is equal to 0. What does it mean? It means whether you're producing products or not, whether you are selling them or not, there is cost associated. And that cost could be something like rent, right? It doesn't matter whether you have products or not, the rent is going to become a fixed cost. So that is what they're telling here. Fixed cost is equal to total cost at x is equal to 0. That means anything other than cost required to create products or sell products, that becomes kind of fixed cost. Total profit, same thing like profit function, right? Total profit is total revenue minus total cost. So you can call it as total inflow minus outflow. Now let's take a few examples, right? Let's solve few examples. Find the average cost and marginal cost if the total cost function of an article is given by this particular function, where x is the quantity. Now, cost function is given. C is equal to this expression. So, C is nothing but total cost. You can call it as total cost also. So, total cost is given. So, what is average cost? What is the formula for average cost? It's nothing but total cost by quantity, right? Quantity. Now, what is total cost? Total cost is 5x square plus 2x plus 3 by what is quantity? X. See, we can further simplify this also. We can divide each of these terms with x. So 5x square by x is 5x. 2x by x is 2. X and x will get cancelled. Then we'll have plus 3 by x. Now, what is marginal cost? Marginal cost is differentiation of total cost. Differentiation of total cost. X is the quantity. Remember this, right? Marginal cost is nothing but total cost with respect to quantity. So, derivative of 5x square plus 2x plus 3. So, this is nothing but 10x plus 2. So, this is marginal cost. Let's go to the next problem. The total cost of a commodity is given by this cost function. X is number of units and the price per unit is rupees 12. Find the profit function. Now, what is profit function formula? Profit function is total revenue minus total cost. Now, what is total revenue? What is total cost? We need to know this, right? Total revenue is price into quantity. Now, what is price? Price is per unit. Remember, price per unit into quantity, that is total number of units sold, gives you total revenue. So, 12 rupees, quantity is given as x. So, 12x. Now, what is total cost? Total cost is given here, right? This is the total cost. Minus x square plus 5x plus 7. Now, let's substitute this. Profit function is equal to 12x minus x square plus 5x plus 7. So, this is going to be 12x plus x square minus 5x minus 7. So, it will be 7x plus x square minus 7. So, let me rearrange this. X square plus 7x minus 7 is profit function. So profit function is x square plus 7x minus 7. Now let's look at the third problem. For the demand function, 2x minus 5y is equal to 7, where x is equal to number of units and y is equal to price per unit, find the total revenue, marginal revenue, and average revenue. The relationship between price and quantity becomes a demand function. So now demand function is 2x minus 5 is equal to 7. X is equal to units and y is price per unit. This is total units. So what do we have to find? We have to find total revenue, marginal revenue, and average revenue. Total revenue is price into quantity. Correct? Now, we don't know the price and quantity, but we have this demand function. So using the demand function, we can get one of these. You can get price from this demand function. So 2x minus 5y is equal to 7. So price is y. So what we will do, we'll separate out y. This will be 7 minus 2x. So y is equal to 7 minus 2x by minus 5, which is nothing but, I'll say minus 7 plus 2x by 5. So let me substitute here. Price is y. Basically price is y and quantity is x, right? So y is nothing but 2x minus 7 by 5 into quantity is x, which is nothing but 2x square minus 7x by 5. This is total revenue. Next we'll find marginal revenue. What is marginal revenue? The marginal means small change. Small change means differentiation. Differentiation with respect to quantity, differentiation of total revenue, right? Now, so differentiation of total revenue, this is total revenue. So 2x square minus 7x by 5. Let's differentiate this. So we'll get, we can take 5 outside because it's constant, right? Then derivative of 2x square is 4x. Derivative of minus 7x is minus 7. So this is marginal revenue. What next? We need to find out average revenue. Average revenue. Average revenue is total revenue by quantity, right? Total revenue we have is 2x square minus 7x by 5 by quantity. What is quantity? X, right? So we can write this as, you can assume that there is 1 year. So when you shift it up, it's going to be reciprocal. It will be 5 into 1 by x. So average revenue is 2x square minus 7x by 5x. Now I can divide separately with 5x. So I'll get 2x square by 5x minus 7x by 5x, which is equal to 2x by 5 minus 7 by 5. This and this will get cut, and this will get cut. So we'll get 2x minus 7 by 5. So this is average revenue. So let's solve another problem. The total cost C of output Q cost function is given. Find the output level at which the marginal cost and the average cost attain their respective minimum. So this minimum means you'll have to differentiate. Whenever you see minimum, maximum, you'll have to differentiate. Whenever you see output level, it means you'll have to find quantity or number of units. This is slightly a lengthy problem. Let's solve it step by step. So cost function is given, right? This is total cost. We need to find marginal cost. We need to find average cost at minimum, right? So first let's try to get marginal cost. Marginal cost is the word margin. Margin means is a small change. Small change means is derivative. Derivative with respect to quantity. What is quantity here? Q. See, output. Output is always number of units or quantity. Remember that. Output means number of units or quantity. Units or quantity. So we'll have to put a dq of what? Cost function, total cost, marginal cost, total cost. So derivative of total cost, which is 300q minus 10q square plus q to the power 3 by 3. Let's differentiate this. So derivative of 300q is 300 minus 20q plus 3q square by 3. 3 and 3 will get cancelled. So we'll be left with 300 minus 20q plus q square. Now let's find out q. What is q? Q is number of units. And that is what we need to find, right? We need to find the output level. That means we'll have to find q. Output level means q we'll have to find. We'll have to find the value of q. So I'll write this as q square minus 20q plus 300. So remember one thing. Here we have to find marginal cost at minimum. We need to find marginal cost at minimum. That means we have to differentiate marginal cost. Marginal cost at minimum means differentiate. Remember this, very important. Differentiate marginal cost if you need minimum. If you need to find the minimum quantity. This is nothing but d by dq of marginal cost. And we'll have to equate this to 0. Okay, this is a rule. Right? Differentiate and equate it to 0. Right? d by dq of mc equated to 0. Important rule. So, what is marginal cost? Q square minus 20q plus 300. This is equal to 0. What is derivative of q square? 2q minus 20 plus 0 is equal to 0, which is nothing but 2q is equal to 20, which is nothing but q is equal to 10. So q is units or output. So I can say marginal cost is minimum. Marginal cost is minimum when output level or number of units sold is 10. I can say this. Marginal cost is minimum when output level or number of units sold is 10. Now let's go to the second part of the problem where we have to find output level at which average cost is minimum. What should be the output level or what should be the number of units sold if average cost should be minimum? Right? This is the meaning of that particular statement. We need to find Q or output level when average cost is minimum. So what is average cost? Average cost is total cost by quantity. Correct? So what is total cost? This is total cost, right? Let's copy this. This is what is total cost. Divided by quantity. What is quantity? Q, right? So this is average cost. That is, now I can separate this out, split all of this, separate it. 300q by q is 300. 10q square by q is 10q. Q cube by 3 by q. So you can write this as plus by 3 into q. One of them will get cancelled. So we'll get 300 minus 10 cube plus q square by 3 because 1 q will get cancelled. This is average cost. I need to find when it's minimum. Minimum means differentiate. Differentiate what? Differentiate average cost because we need to find when average cost is minimum. So differentiate with respect to quantity average cost, which is 300 minus 10 cube plus q square by 3 You have to differentiate this and always equate it to 0. So what do we get when you differentiate? 0 minus 10q is 10. Q square is 2q. This is equal to 0. It is nothing but 2 by 3q is equal to, I'll push 10 this side, it will be 10, which means q is equal to 30 by 2, which is 15. Q is 15. So when the output level, that is when the number of units sold is 15, average cost is minimum. Now we can verify this also. They've told that marginal cost and average cost should remain minimum, right? Now we can verify this. What does minimum indicate? So when double derivative, right, when double derivative is greater than 0, that's when we can say marginal cost is minimum. That's a condition. It's reverse. When double derivative of marginal cost is greater than 0, then we'll say marginal cost is minimum. Now we can verify this. So what is double derivative of marginal cost? So double derivative of marginal cost. This is marginal cost. Now we are differentiating here for the first time. So what we get? We get this. This is first order derivative. Correct? This is first order derivative that we get after differentiating. 2q minus 20 is equal to 0. Now we'll have to find second order derivative or double differentiation. Now we'll differentiate again. Right? Differentiate what? This will differentiate. 2q minus 20. 2q minus 20 will differentiate. And we'll check if it is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, then it's proven that it is minimum. Right? It's proven that this marginal cost is minimum. Derivative of 2q is 2. Derivative of 20 is 0. 2 greater than 0. It is satisfied. 2 is greater than 0. This is true. Right? Therefore, it's proven that marginal cost is minimum. Similarly, even for average cost, we'll have to verify. Verify that average cost is minimum. How do you verify? You will have to double differentiate average cost, which is nothing but d square of average cost by dq square, right? So let's take the first order derivative of average cost. What is the first order derivative? This is the first order derivative, right? After differentiating this, we get this expression. We get 2 by 3q minus 10. If I get this here, so it will be 2 by 3q, right? This is nothing but d by dq of first order derivative, which is 2 by 3. Remember this, 2 by 3q minus 10. This is nothing but minus 10 plus 2 by 3q, right? This is the derivative of this. Ignore this equal to 0. Just take this derivative of this expression, right? Derivative is nothing but minus 10 plus 2 by 3 of q. Minus 10 plus 2 by 3 of q. Now I'll differentiate this. So derivative of 2q is 2 itself. 2 by 3. Derivative of 10 is 0. So I'll have 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is greater than 0, right? 2 by 3 is 0.666, which is greater than 0. Hence, we have verified that average cost is minimum. With this, we have come to the end of this particular video. I will go through a few more problems in the next video. If you have found this video useful, do press a like and share it. Thank you.